Hello fellow YouTubers, Ultraman Kronos again. Today's tour review is going to be on the Ultra Antigua monster, Leolons. Now, this is actually an old vintage figure I found on eBay for like $14, $16. And believe it or not, it actually came with a tag. Let me just get it here. I need to be better prepared. Now, Leolons is from episode 12 of the Ultra Antigua series. I have a DVD right here. Totally recommend you guys pick this up by, Funimation. Comes with the Japanese episodes, yeah, I've shown you this before. Comes from episode 12, SOS from the Bottom of the Sea. Pretty sweet episode, really. Anywho, here's the tag. Came with it, not attached though. Number 92 in the old Ultra Monster series. Leolons. And you can see right there for yourself what it looks like. Just kind of like give you an idea. So obviously the figure isn't like completely accurate in terms of paint, but in terms of detail, he's just great. Like, start off, like, look at the face right there. You can see all the teeth. They're nicely etched in there. They're almost individual. They're, well, actually, they kind of are, but they're not, like halfway through the teeth, they're not. And you got his tongue there with the gums inside. It's actually, painted properly. The eyes. And you got the little flap of skin here on the head. Like, I assume would be his brain, maybe. I don't know. It's like a giant dorsal fin. Just really nice detail all around. Like on the underside here, got all these etchings, the belly. So yeah, he's a really, nicely detailed figure. The mold for this is just phenomenal. But obviously you can tell the paint job is not too accurate, unfortunately. He is green like he's supposed to, but he's supposed to be a little darker green, and he does have silver on the belly, but he's missing the yellow on the flaps of skin here, in between the, the claws, I guess, maybe. It's supposed to be yellow, as with down here. And this does have yellow, but it shouldn't be more of it. And, the etch areas here, like under here and, like here, they're supposed to be kind of a dark red. But he does have the red on the face and the, this area here, that's about it. And he's supposed to have, dark borders on all the little crevices, but he still looks excellent. Now, in terms of articulation, he only has 4. The arms can rotate 360 just fine. Sometimes the other limbs might get in the way, but, because, he's kind of like, all flabby and stuff. But the legs do rotate if you just kind of move them out of the way. So he's like, he can do stop motion and stuff for walking, because he does have his tail to kind of balance him. His tail is a separate piece, but it really won't rotate. He is soft vinyl though, so maybe you can kind of force it, but I really wouldn't recommend it. So yeah, the paint job and detail is really, well, the paint job's not that good, but the detail is awesome. So is articulation. Now, in terms of sizing, he's actually, pretty good. Give you an example. Here's Ultraman Max. Now, according to Leolon's tag, which I, still have here, he's about 57 meters. So he's, about a little taller than Ultraman. Max here is like 48. So this isn't a good pairing. It's still pretty nice. It looks like, relatively accurate. It's not terrible, I guess you'd say. So sizing with Max is okay, but most Ultraman are a little too big. If you just want to get technical and stuff like that, but otherwise he's good. Now let's get out Final Wars Godzilla. Again, now if you were to cut, Final Wars Godzilla's 100 meter size in half to 50, and Leolon's take into account his 57 meters, this is actually very good. He's, pretty much the same size as your Bandai Godzilla up to the highest point. So he goes pretty good in scale with Godzilla, and pretty much any Godzilla, really. So let's just take him out of here. Now let's compare him with my only other 2 Ultra Antigua monsters, Golza and Silvergun. Or, we'll clone Silvergun because he's from Dyna, but Silvergun, same character. So as you can see, he scales up well with, well, maybe not well, because Golza's like, I think a little bigger, but just showing them with other Tiga monsters. So we got Golden, get him out of here. to precise comparisons. Now, in terms of history, here's how it goes. He only appeared in the one episode, like I mentioned, SOS from the Bottom of the Sea. Now, I haven't watched the episode in its entirety in a while, but apparently it has something to do with some kind of he's like a mutated dolphin or something. He's attacking he attacked like some kind of weird, I think maybe a nuclear power plant out in the sea. And of course, Team Guts? Yeah, that's it. They went out and they started shooting him, made him disappear. He came back later at I think it was some kind of aquarium where they had some dolphins. Because apparently he had some kind of link with the dolphins with like echolocation or something. Because he looks like a mutated dolphin after all. But anyway. So he appears, he starts causing trouble. And then, Daigo turns into Ultraman Tiga and fights him. And at first it seems like, a relatively normal battle. Tiga is kind of gaining the upper hand 1 minute and then he's losing it the next. But it becomes very clear that Leylons plays dirty. He doesn't fight fair. Basically what I mean by this is, there's this one, basically the entire fight, he's faking out Tiga, messing with him, joking around, jumping all over the battlefield, and pretty much just laughing at his face. I'll give you an example. There was one scene where his fins back here are flashing orange because he can shoot energy rays from this point here. And they're flashing, and so Tiga thinks, oh, he's going to shoot a beam, and he puts up his barrier. Instead, Leylon sprays him in the face with a water jet. And then, while Tiga is kind of like, mopping up his face from the water, Leylon is laughing and just, bouncing around toward Tiga. And then, Tiga, well, I'll just get out Max to show you. Tiga is like, pissed, so he kind of like tackles him and he just kind of bounces off. And so what does Leylon do? He jumps on him and very comically with noises starts bouncing on him like that, pretty much. So Tiga has to, fight him off and then try to gain an advantage over him. But even when he turns to power mode and punches him right on the head, just pow, right in the head, he just like nothing, and he just like, keeps bouncing around like through the whole battlefield. But anywho, that's pretty much it. Eventually Tiga manages to overcome his tricks and defeats him by sealing him in some kind of energy bubble, then punching him and using his special move from his power mode. I think it's called the Delicium Light Stream, and destroys him or turns him back into a normal dolphin. I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much his history. Unfortunately, really, he hasn't appeared in anything else since, and that's really a shame because he's a really awesome character. But what you gonna do? So yeah, this figure is pretty good. It's got great detail, decent paint job, good sizing, and decent articulation. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a 4 out of 5, just for those reasons. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you guys later. Wah!